A lot of people, they get lost in their interests, they get lost in whatever they do. Maybe it's working out, maybe some of you fell into looks maxing, which you definitely should stop doing. I will go into it in a bit. Why? I think we get consumed by our interests, and a lot of times, because we start to succeed in specific things, we kind of get caught up with it too much. Instead of number 2 priority, it's number 1 priority. If this is number 1 priority, then God is not number 1. Now, I can't make a conclusion based on anyone's situation, but let me just tell you that if God is not number 1 in your life, you have a big problem. And you know, like when we die, God is not gonna be impressed with any of us. God is not gonna be, oh, David Goggins, you ran so much, you got rid of your depression. He's not gonna be impressed. Or Tony Robbins, oh, you did so much good stuff. He's not gonna be impressed. Or, I don't know, Wim Hof, oh man, you went through all this stuff, you know, you mastered the cold. So what? Maybe some of you guys get like kind of angry about what I'm saying, but it is reality. I mean, do you think that an infinitely holy God is gonna be like, yeah man, that's impressive? First of all, he knows everything that is happening, and he knew that since forever. Second of all, he is concerned only with accepting Christ and being faithful. That is the only thing God is concerned with. And one of the main reasons why I'm saying this is not because I want to trash any of you, but because I'm one of these people, man. I wanted to make Christ my life, my number 1 priority in life. And then I started to work out, because I always was pretty skinny. I was always a pretty skinny person, and I'm pretty tall, you know, my metabolism is fast. And I found a way to gain weight, to not spend too much, way less than I have before, and to get calories down way better, and to eat way healthier in general. You know, and that gave me a lot of motivation. My mindset is like, okay, I worked out really well today. I can't wait for tomorrow to get my calories in again. And again, the scale is going up. But the question is, where is God? And it's not a question of, is God even here? No. The question is, where is God in my priorities? And this is a serious question towards myself. What am I doing with what God gave me? Now, something that was supposed to support my life, something that was supposed to make my life better, to become more fit, now is somehow number 1 in my life. Priority, number 1 priority in my life. I have to actually consciously put God at number 1. And I wanted to talk about this because maybe some of you also fell in a similar situation. Now, I've mentioned looks maxing. What's so bad about improving yourself? What's so bad about improving your looks? Well, looks maxing is not about improving your looks. It's about maxing out your looks. What if someone says, well, but I'm doing so great, I'm making so much change, I'm being successful? Well, that's the bad part. If you're successful, what is the cost? The downsides are way worse than the benefits. What is gonna happen? Pride. And what is gonna happen if you become prideful? You will go away from God. You can't be in a church thinking you're the shit, and at the same time think that like you have the favor of God. You know, I'm not saying that you will just go away or anything, but I'm saying that these two things, they cannot coexist. You can't be like so obsessed with yourself and at the same time serve God. It's not possible. So there needs to be a balance. There needs to be a structure. God needs to be number 1. If you feel ashamed of the gospel, if you feel ashamed of God in general, that's a sign that your values are completely off. Maybe it just means you just started. That's also a possibility. So you kind of need to work on that and everything. I'm a person that also struggled a lot with confidence and with talking about Christ, but I have been getting better a lot through the grace of God, you know, through the grace of God. It's nothing else, man. And it just makes me very sad. But there's another point to this, which is actually good. The grace and the mercy that God has, it's mind-blowing. Almost all the time, there's a chance to come back. So maybe some of you need to hear this too, as well as me. Maybe you kind of notice, oh man, my work, my job is currently more important than God. Or maybe, I don't know, working out. Maybe I obsess too much over looks. Maybe I envy people too much. If that is you, then I just want to remind you that God still loves you. And He still wants you to be with Him. You also have to realize that God, we don't deserve anything. And that's not like something that, we hear that a lot, we don't deserve anything. Well, this is actually reality. Everything is a gift. Your breath in your lungs is a gift. The fact that you can wake up after you fall asleep is a gift. The fact that you have legs, arms, a heart is a gift. Everything is a gift, man. You have to realize that. On top of that, not only did you get this life and you have arms, you have legs, you have breath in your lungs, not only that, but He wants to be with you for eternity. The God of infinite holiness wants to be with you. That's everything I want to say. I had to cut a little bit because a lot of people are, coming by and everything. And it's a bit weird to just, at some point I will just be able to talk about it like it's nothing. But man, structure your whole day about Christ. Like really, man. God bless you guys and see ya.